Earlier today, I made a video about Tia Kemp, and then last night I made a video about Love Island and how they're moving when it comes in terms of brand deals. And now I'd like to merge both those thoughts together and give you a thought smack in the middle. I think there is a big misunderstanding that being an influencer is a science when it is in fact an art, right? Like if you are an influencer, you are doing it correctly, you should be a creative. I think when we've made this move in more recent years away from we want to see creators who are the most interesting, we have now moved to, from a brand perspective, we want to see the numbers. We want to see creatives who can bring in the most numbers. Now brands are treating it the same exact way that the film industry treats films, right? Where it's like, instead of risking it big with the possibility that we can make a shit ton of money, we won't, using like there's a 50-50 chance that can go wrong. We will instead invest in things that we know are safe. We will invest in things that are right in the middle. A very successful brand understands that all press is good press, even if people are speaking about you negatively, because at least you are part of the conversation. As a brand, the worst thing you want to be is to be irrelevant. It is better for people to have a sour taste in their mouth towards you and for them to be talking about you in a negative way, because at the very minimum, it'll get people who are just opposed to the issue and opposed to what people are upset about, and they will go purchase for the sake of being rebellious, for the sake of proving a point. Essentially, I hate American Eagle is better than I've never heard of American Eagle. Same thing happens with working with influencers, right? And we were talking about Love Island and what Love Island is doing wrong, right? Where it's overproducing the fuck out of the show, right? It's not letting them speak their mind. It's not letting them make the islanders make choices for themselves. It's trying to keep all of their images as clean as possible so they can get as many brand deals as possible. And it's like, okay, well, those brand deals are not going to sell out because people don't have strong feelings about them. The average person feels indifferent towards these islanders because you made them as bland as possible. Trying to avoid controversy to be brand friendly when the truth of the matter is that divisive people are the people who can sell things. My favorite example of this is Cardi B. Cardi B keeps a brand deal even though she's arguably one of the most divisive people on the internet. Cardi's image is not squeaky clean at all. It's messy as hell, and it's very likely that in a week or two she will get herself involved in yet another scandal because it is in her personality. That does not stop her from working with some of the biggest brands in the entire world. Look at all of these brands that she's worked with. Why? Because she causes people to have strong reactions. People have strong feelings towards her, right? Very few people feel neutral about her. Either you absolutely love her or you absolutely hate her. Very few people feel indifferent about her. And that is extremely important because that makes everything that she does memorable. If you see a commercial, you spot her from a mile away when she's in a commercial. You tie her boldness to this brand. Cardi B is unforgettable and hard to ignore, and therefore whatever brand that she works with is also unforgettable and hard to ignore. Even if people have a negative reaction to the deal that she's doing, it'll still start trending. The store will start trending, and the entire internet will start talking about the store because she attached her face to it. It really does boil down to all press is good press when you are bold enough to stand by your choices as a brand. People who are strongly hated, who people have strong opinions about, usually, more often than not, I would argue 80% of the time, have fans who are extremely obsessed with them, who will follow everything they do, who will buy everything they do, even if it's just out of spite to prove the haters wrong. Very few people are universally beloved, and very few people are like irredeemable, where there isn't a single person on earth who would make an excuse for them. As a person in media and in the public eye, you have to exist on both ends of the spectrum. Falling anywhere in the middle is bad for business. It's bad for your pockets. It makes you boring. And if you're boring, you're forgettable. And if you are forgettable, you are replaceable. Beyonce said it best. You know you're that bitch when you start all this conversation. I say all that to say that I think that Tia Kemp is a gold mine. I think if her career is managed correctly, she should be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And like, she's getting invited on tours with real comedians without even really trying. Imagine if she had a team behind her. Imagine if she had people with vision behind her. The fact that she trends on this app every once a week or whatever it is. I mean, the fact that literally you cannot open a comment section without seeing a reaction pic of something that she's done or a face that she's made. The entire internet following a recipe step by step that she was randomly just spitting off of the top of her head on a live. I obviously don't know her personally. I only know the personality that she puts on the internet, but I will say that if she adopts the same attitude as Cardi B, where Cardi B has clear understanding of time and place, right? Like Cardi B can talk shit and do all this, but when it's time to go to work, when it's time to be professional, Cardi B will show up and be professional. I think that there's nothing that Cardi B puts above her bag. I think if Tia Kemp adopts that same exact attitude, the level of fame that she could reach, she could be Nene Leakes rich. Manager, the first thing I'm doing is putting her in acting classes. Like, I've heard rumors here or there that she raps. I'm not 100% sure about that, but baby, like, we have to be realistic with ourselves. It's like, you're 50 years old. Like, you're not about to break into the rap game at 50 years old. I'm sorry. Like, the industry is extremely ageist. No matter how good you are, it's not happening. Let's focus on something actually realistic, and you could be an actress for sure. Second thing I'm doing is the thing that she does early in the mornings where she talks on the phone and like cusses people out. I would have her do that, but in a much more professional setting, like in a literal, in a room with like a green screen and professional cameras. And having it released on YouTube on official days, right? Making it very obvious to audiences and brands who could be watching that she doesn't just roll out of bed and do this because it's fun. She's taking it seriously. She's putting real actual effort into this. Next thing I would do, which would be very risky, but I would have her cuss out brands. Essentially champion her as quality control for consumers. So like, for example, I saw it maybe like a week or two ago on TikTok. This boy made a TikTok and he had bought like a pack of sour candies, and on the back it said that like each package had 52 pieces of candy, and he counted them all out and there were only like 31 pieces of candy. So he added, I want to say it was like Harbo or something like that, right? And being like, hey, where are my other 18 pieces of candy? Like, this is insane. In steps Tia Kemp, right? And she makes her video, or she does it, you know, like on her little podcast thing, and she's like, how fucking dare you guys play my boy like that? You promised him 52 pieces of candy and I'm in here, oh, only 31. Who do y'all think y'all are? You know what I'm saying? You get the gist of it. Becomes a thing that every single time that you buy a product that malfunctions and is not doing its job correctly, Tia Kemp gets on that phone and is like, hold on, let me call somebody for you. And she puts them on blast. Why, you ask? Because it creates a standard where you know that if Tia Kemp doesn't like something, she's going to complain about it. So therefore, if she is standing behind a product, it means that it's actually good. Give her the power to decide which products are worth it and which ones are not. And therefore, when she gives something her stamp of approval, it'll sell out. The next thing I would do is that I would get her a permanent gig on one of these QVC shows selling whatever bullshit. And if you've ever watched the videos of her or been on her live when she's doing those phone call things, like, she truly just has such an adaptable personality. And I think it'd be hilarious to watch her on QVC, as long as they're like, hey, you can't curse the entire time you're here. You can say whatever you want. You're just not allowed to curse. And to see her try and come up with different ways to sell people stuff, especially if they let people call in, I think she would be great for that. I think it would make for great television. I think that Tia Kemp would also be great as a judge on a show like the British Bake Off, right? And I think that she has the opportunity to be like an American version of this lady here. Alison Hammond, I'm sorry if that's not how you say her name, but yeah, this lady, she's British and she's absolutely fucking hilarious. In my personal opinion, I think her and Tia have very similar personalities. Like, I think that any job that she can do, Tia could also do very well. And they would be working in two different industries, so there's room for them both to exist. Last but not least, I think that she would be a great co-star on a travel show. I also think she'd be great in car insurance commercials, very specifically the Allstate ones where this guy is Mayhem and he's the personified version of Mayhem. I think it'd be cool if Tia Kemp was like the personified version of like either like rage or chaos. Running joke could be like she's his twin sister. Anyways, my point is that Tia Kemp is startling and divisive enough to the point that she is unforgettable. Like, once you know who she is, you do not forget this face because she is so loud, because she leaves such an impact. And baby, there is money to be made there.